Hello, I'm Aunt Athena. Today, I'm going to share with you my meditation practice. Now, the key word is practice. This is a practice. I'm practicing, I'm learning, I'm exploring. This isn't about getting it perfect. There's no right or wrong way to meditate. It is, it is a journey, a practice. My meditation practice is about 20 minutes every single day. I use an app called Waking Up by Sam Harris. I like having a guided meditation. It gives me something to process and think about, and it also pulls me back from my thoughts. So sometimes my thoughts wander, and Sam speaks up right at the right moment. It's always right at the right moment, and pulls me back into noticing where those thoughts originate from. So I'm looking back into my own head. And so I really like using this app. It's very easy. It's also free. There's a link on my website, auntathena.com, under My Favorite Things. Click on the page, My Favorite Things. And there's a link for Sam Harris Waking Up, and it'll give you 1 month free. And after that month, if you really enjoy using this app, but you still have a financial barrier, I know many people are hurting financially, but meditation would be beneficial to you, just email customer support and they'll extend that month. They don't want finances to be a barrier to your practice. So I really like Waking Up for that as well. So the Waking Up app starts with 50 introductory meditations. And I did it twice last year, actually. I did the 50 to start out with, and then it opened up my daily meditations, and those I kept doing. The initial 50 are 10 minutes a day, and then you go into 20 minutes a day, so you're working your way up. And they're very well developed and rooted in a methodology called Vipassana. And he talks about lots of other forms of meditation. So with it, you really get a sense of metta, which is loving kindness, and koan, which is mantras. And there's other forms out there that you can explore. But the foundation is Vipassana. And the very first time I seriously meditated was in 2017 when I attended a 10-day Vipassana meditation practice. It's 10 days silent, no talking, no technology. You get a break from technology, no cell phones, no television, no gaming, no computers, nothing. And you it's very confronting to do a 10-day Vipassana, especially going into it. I was terrified. 10 days with no talking, 10 days with no technology, 10 days with no connecting. Look, I can barely even sit still right now. And I love talking. So it terrified me. But really, why? People have been doing this for thousands of years and no one has died from doing a Vipassana. So I don't understand why I had so much fear inside of me in regards to this. And so I went in to explore that. So I want to tell you about my Vipassana experience, and it will show you, for me, how meditation has become transformational and necessary in my life. So the first 4 days of Vipassana were ultimately revealing of how much noise is going on in my head at all times. All these thoughts constantly, solving problems, things that have to do with my survival, ways in which I could be better, what's going on with this person that I talk to. And it's just this constant like, by day 3, in the morning of day 4, It was crazy making. I thought I was going crazy. It was like nonstop in my head. So when you do Vipassana, there's like 120 people at the sit that I was at, and all the guys are on one side of the room, the girls are on the other side of the room. We all have our little square of space where we sit and just quietly. So from the outside, this is what I look like. But nobody's looking because everyone has their eyes closed and are in their own space. And inside, there was so much chatter and noise going on in my head. There was no way to even discern who or what the thoughts were, anything. And I ended up screaming inside my head. On the outside, I look like this. And on the inside, shut the fuck up! And all of a sudden, everything got quiet in my head. And I think for the first time in my entire life, I experienced silence. And I turned to myself and I looked for where those thoughts were originating from. And I realized that over here, on this part of my head, came the survival thoughts. That I needed to pee and drink water and move because my body ached. And just all these survival thoughts. Alison Armstrong would call that cave woman. And over here were all these thoughts that were, I needed to do it better. I wasn't doing it right. I needed to strive to perfection. The things that Alison would call the ideal woman thoughts. They were like these two women sitting on my shoulders. And I'm a visual person, so I visualized them. My cave woman had a little fur bikini on, and my ideal woman was wearing a beautiful, elegant evening gown, and I brought them to the front so I could see them better. My eyes are closed, and I'm in this meditative state. And I looked to my cave woman, and she's sort of standing there, and they were like rabbits when there's a predator around. They were scared because I just screamed at them, and I realized that they were me, and I wasn't going to scold me. I was going to appreciate me. And so I looked at Cave Woman and I thanked her. I thanked her for bringing me to this moment in time in this day. I thanked her for my survival, for keeping me alive. And she bowed to me. And then I told her, you get to rest now. You get to take a break. This is your time to gather strength for the days to come. And that's what meditation is to me. It's a time when I can gain strength for the day. And then I looked at Ideal Woman and I thanked her. I thanked her for always causing me to strive for perfection. Not that I achieve perfection, but I strive for it. My good grades in school, my exercising to maintain this body, whatever it is, just striving to be the best humane being that I can be. And I thanked her and I told her that she can also take a break and rest. And then I pictured two chairs and I sat them down and we all bowed to each other and I began again. Oh, the silence. I truly believe that this was the first time that I experienced silence, true silence, in my entire life. And in that silence, I noticed that there was this energy. It was like a tiger pacing in a cage. And it wasn't just pacing back and forth. It was going in a figure 8 around the other two women. It's going around Ideal Woman and around Cave Woman. And I was like in an infinity circle, in an infinity shape. And I'm like, what is that? And I realized she's my Huntress. She is the one that focuses she focuses and hunts. And she needs a sense of duty. She needs a problem to solve. And I was like, oh, Huntress, I have a problem. I need your help. I need you to focus. And she stood firm between the two other ladies, right in the middle. And next thing I know, I was silent and I had focus. Silent and focus. It was incredible. I could focus on my breath. I could focus on the raising and lowering of my chest. It was as if I had claimed a superpower. I had thought that I had focused my entire life. I get a massive amount of stuff done. But I had never truly single focused before in my entire life. And there was this moment, and I had this superpower. So my meditation practice is to practice my superpower, to practice focus, to practice silence, to practice connecting with myself, being in a relationship with myself, to love myself. And with that focus, I use it to connect my brain with every minute part of my body, everything, all down my back. I focus on this and 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 this. And as I do that, I notice the knots that bind me. Those knots in your muscles, those are emotional knots. They're left over from stressors, from tension that was caused from a stress that was normally brought in from an emotional state. And so I notice these knots and I study them with my mind. And in the studying of them, often that's all they need. They just need to be noticed and then they release. And I'm free. I got more movement and I'm free. And so that's what meditation does for me. At one point in time in the Vipassana meditation, I think it was like day 8 or 9 or 8, I think it was 8, I found that I had been in tune with my entire body in a moment, and now I was a ball of energy floating in the room. And I know in reality I was sitting on the floor, but it felt like this ball of energy in the room, and I could take that energy and amass it into a substance of loving energy and sending it out to the world. I highly recommend everyone at some point in time in your life do a 10-day Vipassana. It will be the greatest gift you have ever given to yourself. Yes, it will be scary going into it. It's not going to kill you. You will be fine. But 10 days of you being with you will be glorious. Honestly, if you can't spend 10 days with you, how do you expect somebody else to spend 10 days with you? This is the foundation for being in a relationship with yourself. And meditation, whatever you do for meditation, is being in a relationship with yourself. It is going back into yourself and noticing you. We all want to be noticed. We all want to be appreciated. Well, start by appreciating yourself. And this is my meditation practice. And I do it 20 minutes a day with Sam Harris. And I listen to myself and the world around me and all of the sensations of life with equanimity. So I invite all of you, if you have a meditation practice, please comment below. Write in the comments what your meditation practice is. If there's links to an app or a program you use, please put it in the comments below. I want to learn from you. I want to know what your meditation practice is. If you're thinking about getting into a meditation practice, there's a whole bunch of resources in the comments below, as well as you can go to my website and there are links for the Sam Harris app, as well as Vipassana on my page called My Favorite Things. And there's also information about Alison Armstrong, which I talked about a little bit. So thank you. Thank you for following me. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I have great gratitude for your being a part of my life in this way. And I have gratitude for myself. And as always, I say, I love my life. I love my life. I love myself. And I love all of you. Thank you. Ciao.